Not even 5 billion years later, CS2 developers finally launched a new season with the introduction of cache, new maps, an extremely weird bomb rework, some changes to subtick with the anti-cheat, and even small hints of danger zone comeback. Let's start with the first and most important thing. The developers changed the logic of how players receive damage from the explosion of the bomb, making the gameplay a bit easier for new players. Now you will see the incoming explosion damage in advance, but there is a small catch. Damage is now dealt by a gradually spreading shockwave that is dynamically calculated based on the environment. So the damage that passed through walls will be less than a direct impact. Technically speaking, if you are on the brink of death at the moment of the explosion but are far from the epicenter, you have a small time frame to try to run away and survive. Most likely, the developers are using the same logic as for volumetric smoke grenades. When an explosion occurs, the game uses a pre-calculated damage distribution based on all pathways and distance. The calculation occurs at the time of map compilation and does not load the system at all. People already complained that this makes the gameplay much easier, but in my opinion, the developers are moving in the right direction without clinging to the past, unifying the gameplay for both veterans and new players. If you are interested in exploring how this works, you can use the new console command bake bomb damage debug 1 for site A or 2 for site B, which visualizes the shockwave. Or you can use bake bomb damage render visualization to export it into a PNG image. Of course, the new mechanic has minor bugs where an explosion can be survived while standing literally right next to the bomb by abusing the geometry, but this is easy to fix, so let's just wait for a patch. But while you have time, check out Skins Monkey. Use code GABEN and get up to a $5 bonus. Select a few of your current skins, pick a new one in the same price range and exchange your old and ugly CSGO items to something new and shiny from Counter-Strike 2. Use code GABEN and buy skins much cheaper with a 30 plus 5% top-up bonus. Skins Monkey, links and my code down below. Speaking of explosions, we also need to discuss a new server parameter called shoot dropped grenades, which activates the ability of detonating grenades that are lying on the floor. Moreover, they detonate from nearly every action: a shot, a hit from a knife, or explosions of other grenades, including decoys. At the moment, the new parameter is not active in any of the game modes, but thanks to this feature, people can come up with countless new tactics in the future. For example, a delayed action smoke that activates after a decoy explodes, or the simultaneous activation of several grenades within a radius by shooting a HE grenade in the middle. You can literally set up mines and activate a chain reaction of traps only when it's needed. However, it is not yet clear whether this is planned for some new mode or if this mechanic will appear everywhere, but it will be interesting to see how it affects the game. If you suddenly didn't watch my last video, there I discussed leaks for new game modes, and given that they haven't been added to the game in this update, the information is still relevant and the new mechanics might be intended for a new mode with droppable money. Surprisingly, a line related to the proto-buff for Danger Zone reappeared in the client DLL, but once again, I doubt a full-fledged return since key developers have already left the company, but maybe this will evolve into something completely new. Of course, a special category of players will also rejoice at the Armory update. Overall, nothing super interesting, just 2 weapon collections and 2 sticker packs from the contests. I'm not really interested in this, so check it out for yourself in the game. But the new maps are a completely different topic. I think everyone has already studied cache inside out, so we'll skip it and move straight to the community maps. First of all, now, along with the addition of the map called Fachwerk, the monthly magazine Fashion Leaks by Gabe Follower has officially entered the Counter-Strike canon. The map itself is designed in the style of German villages with a tribute to the voice actor of the soldier from TF2. The next map is called Shelter, and its main feature is that instead of hostages, you need to rescue dogs. I am glad that the developers are open to such experiments and hope that in future community maps we will see more diverse gameplay, possibly even with new mechanics given the new scripting system. The next 5 vs 5 map is Boulder, which is a remake of a map from CSGO where the action takes place in a monastery in Greece. And 2 maps for Wingman mode. The first is in some village with a crashed plane and the second is El Dorado in an Aztec or Mayan style. I'm not really sure myself, but basically it's ancient on max settings. There are also new strings related to the return of clan tags, which are already working on the server side but are not yet displayed in the game. More mentions of operations, quest types, various levels of punishment for cheating and much more. If I'll find more info, there'll be a separate video, but for now leave a comment with a dog emoji if you watched